Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight it's the International Dirt Association Super Late Models. Tonight we come to Volusia Speedway Park. Brett Wheeler in the booth along with Kenny Slayton. Kenny, welcome again and welcome back to the Ultimate Dirt TV booth. It's good to have you back, and oh, it should be a good night of racing here tonight.
Yeah, we're pushing over 40 cars now, so they keep pulling in, and hopefully, you know, it'll be exciting like it was last night with the Bruce-built open-wheel modifieds. These supers on Volusia, they haul the mail down the back straightaway. It ought to be.
All right, of course, tonight is the Schaefer Super Late Models, I believe it is. When you go and let the people watching here, let us know again what tonight is all about.
Yeah, tonight we're running the Schaefer Oil Southern National Series, which is a super late model series in the Southeast region, which run Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee. They're actually going to be at Boyd Speedway this Saturday. We're running a 5,000 to win race there with these guys, so it ought to be really exciting. These are high dollar super late models, so ought to be good.
All right, with qualifying at the moment underway, it's just a matter of time before we get into the heat race. Of course, Kendall Tucker, quick time here this evening with a 15.929. Shane James in second quick, and well, Mason Crawford, Dylan Fox, Austin Carr rounds out the top five. And then, of course, we look at DJ Kilinowski, Blake Cannon, Shad Prescott, Darren Littoral, and Trevor Fitz. It's just an unbelievable field here tonight for the super late models at Volusia. And well, Kenny, what do you expect that we're going to see over the next 5 heat races?
That'll be pretty exciting. These, I think these guys are running 8 laps, taking the top 3, and as we go through the heat races, and if you don't make the top 3, you're going to be put in a C main and a B main. So there's ways to get in. You just got to be fast.
All right, of course, we'll go through your Wicked Cushion starting grid here in just a moment. Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on the pole, in car 00, it's Kendall Tucker to his outside. In the 115, DJ Kilinowski. Starting position 3, car 78 of Chris Orencia. Derek Dryman in the 4 will start position 4. And we go back to Richard Spa in car 71, who will start position number 5. Starting position 6 in the 16, it's Michael Holder. Starting position 7, the 25 of Jarrett Murphy. Alongside him in 031, Mike Crawn, Bailey Jones, and JD Brown. Round out this 10-car field in heat race number 1. 8 laps the distance, of course. We are on a time curfew here again, so we do apologise about the time curfew. But at the moment, there's sort of nothing we can really do about it. At the moment, there's sort of nothing we...
The guys were talking earlier in practice how they there's so many cars in here, how it's already started to take a toll on the track. So as these things get running, they'll burn some grooves and they'll take on some rubber and have to move up to where they're more.
All right, of course, no doubt we're going to see some fantastic racing. Green flag is out here on heat race number 1, and it is Kendall Tucker will lead the field down into turn number 1 and 2. We got contact. We got a couple of cars around. That's Richard Spa and Jarrett Murphy. Both cars around. DJ Kilinowski in position number 2 right now. We've got Chris Orencia behind him in the 78, and Derek Dryman sitting there in position number 4. Top 3 go straight through to the main event. We've got a car way up on top of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, but your battle is for the transfer spot at the moment. And Chris Orencia hanging on to that 3rd spot through the middle of the racetrack. Up on the inside is Dryman trying to make it work into turn number 1 and 2. Side by side for the transfer spot. Kendall Tucker, your race leader. DJ Kilinowski second. Orencia and Dryman battling for third and fourth. Oh, Robin paddles along on the exit of turn number 4 and down the main straightaway, and that's going to be Chris Orencia falling back to position 4. Michael Holder in the 16 coming through in position 5 and now challenging Orencia for that 4th spot on the racetrack. So Orencia just going backwards here in heat race number 1. As he now moves back to the outside of that 16 of Holder, Derek Dryman in that 3rd and final transfer spot as well. We keep an eye on this battle for 4th and 5th. Holder may have caught the inside wall. The entry into turn number 3 just said that allowed Orencia just to clear away from the 16 of Holder. As Orencia down to the bottom side in turns 1 and 2, your race leader Kendall Tucker, he is shot out of a cannon. He is gone in this one. As Kilinowski right on the top side of the racetrack, Kilinowski the only driver to turn the lap in the 15.9s in this heat race. Of course, everybody else in the 16, 16.0, 16.1s, 2s and 3s. As we come off a turn number 4 and for the white flag one more time around the Volusia Speedway Park, Kendall Tucker, your race leader. He's just got 2 more turns to go as he thunders down the back straightaway here in the Super Late Models. The International Dirt Association Online Dirt Connection Super Late Models here at Volusia. Checkered flag is out. Kendall Tucker with the win. DJ Kilinowski 2nd. Derek Dryman 3rd. Michael Holder going to grab... No, Mike Crawn, in fact, grabbing 4th. Michael Holder 5th. DJ Brown, Bailey Jones, Chris Orencia, Richard Sparr, and Jarrett Murphy. Wasn't expecting to see Chris Orencia go backwards in that heat race, Kenny, but sometimes some people have to go backwards.
Yeah, they were all discussing gear ratios, and they were all over the board. I heard about 7 different gears, so apparently he chose the wrong.
All right, let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 2. Starting on pole in car number 3 in the HRE Motorsports, it's Shane James to his outside, the 44 of Blake Cannon. Starting position number 3, car number 11 of Dustin Sizemore to his outside, the 99 of Patrick Solari. Clay Devon in the 84 will start position number 5, starting position 6. It's the 515 of Chris Cox. Starting position 7, the 41 of Stephen Brady. Starting position 8, the 81 of Wesley Gwaltney. Starting position 9, car 28, that's Charles Silvers. And starting position number 10 in car number 85, it's Cole Harvey. Kenny, got a prediction in this one. Who do you think will pick up heat race number 2?
Usually the guy that starts on the front gets the aerodynamics advantage, so as long as he gets to the corner first, 1 and 2, and he gets down the back straightaway, he ain't got nobody blocking any air, so it'll keep his downforce down. Advantage, so
alright, well, this is heat race number 2. There's a pace truck getting the 1 to green signal along with the rest of these drivers right now. Of course, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, both in 1080p stream, so of course bringing you the highest of qualities here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And of course, we thank you for tuning in on this Tuesday evening. Of course, tomorrow night we come back. We're live again here at Ultimate Dirt TV for the limited late models tomorrow night, and I think we start at 9 Eastern, I think, on that one. So we'll know more. We'll let you know more on that later on. Here we go. Heat race number 2 here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Shane James and Blake Cannon on the front row, and we are green and underway here in the second heat race of the night. And Cannon getting a good launch down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Looking on the outside of Shane James. Shane James back up on the inside. James has got a run going into turn number 3 and 4 on the bottom side of the racetrack. Cannon, still they race side by side for the race lead up for turn number 4. It's going to be Blake Cannon by 4/1000ths of a second, if you don't mind. And 3 wide behind him as well. Sizemore, Devon, Cox and Gwaltney in a 4-car battle. And those drivers still going 2 and 3 wide here in the second heat race of the night in the opening couple of laps. But your battle still going on for the race lead. Cannon will take over that race lead going into turn number 3 and 4, running the middle part of this racetrack in 3 and 4. He will do the same in turns 1 and 2. James falling back to position number 2. Now he's got the 99 of Patrick Solari up on his inside. They make contact, and Solari moves his way into second spot. And now here comes Dustin Sizemore in the 11. So your pole sitter, Shane James, he is back to third. He could get anywhere shuffled back to fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth, depending on if this low line stays fast as it is right now. James and Solari, second and third right now. James putting a front bumper on the outside of that number 99 as he goes through 1 and 2. Blake Cannon, he is just checked out right now. He now pulls a 1.6 second advantage over second place. That will be Shane James. Shane James getting back to position number 2. Have a look at the line. It's near 1.7 seconds between Cannon and James. Solari in third, Sizemore in fourth. He's close to that third spot on the racetrack. He's got a chance to battle this one out, although we've only got 1 lap to go here in heat race number 2. Cannon down the back straight away for the final time in the second heat race through turns 3 and 4. He has looked the good so far. Off of turn 4, checkered flag is out. Blake Cannon gets the win second. We'll go to Shane James. Patrick Solari gets third. Just at the line by .010. 1/100th of a second over Dustin Sizemore, Clay Debon, Cole Harvey. And the rest of that field finishing now heat race number 2. Heat number 3 up next. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on pole in the 119, it's Mason Crawford. To his outside, in car number 43, it's Shad Prescott. Starting position 3, the 88 of Thomas Coggins, Austin Carnley. In car number 6 will start position number 4. Position 5 is the 331 of Dustin Hall, and the 58, Josh Corkwell, starts position number 6. Position 7, the 06 of Matthew Evans, lines up alongside the 211 of Dan Smolders. And James Shirley in car number 35 rounds out this 9-car field. It'll be interesting to see, Kenny, on that last heat race that Shane James got shuffled back to almost 4th place before making his way back to 2nd.
Yeah, that's pretty good racing there. You see the middle, a lot of guys are going in, sliding up to the middle and getting a grip there. So, again, I'm glad we have transponders because it actually would tell us exactly how many seconds he was in front of him. So, we use the same computerized system, the same some real racetracks do. These cars all have transponders on them, and it's how we keep up with the lap times and their location on the track. So technology at its best.
All right, heat race number 3, halfway through tonight's heat race. Of course, 5 heat races on the program for tonight here in the International Dirt Association Super Late Models, presented by Online Dirt Connection. Pace truck will exit the racetrack this time by, and then it'll be Mason Crawford and Prescott on the front row. Coggins and Carnley row 2. Hall and Corkwell row 3. As the green flag flies here in heat race number 3. As the super late models go down the front straight away, and it's going to be Mason Crawford in the 119 getting to the race lead off for turn number 2. Second is Prescott, followed by Coggins. Those drivers now go side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Good battle going on behind them as well. Hall trying to make it work on the top side of the racetrack. Matthew Evans down low, making up some positions early on in this heat race. Side by side, Prescott and Coggins. Prescott gets position 2, but now Carnley and Evans, those drivers go side by side. That's the 6 and the 06 as well. Matthew Evans, very impressive so far in the opening couple of laps of this heat race. He's been able to make his way forward up to position number 4, and he has certainly got a chance at maybe sneaking in straight into this main event if he's able to get back by, or get by, I should say, the 88 of Thomas Coggins. 3 down, 5 to go. Matthew Evans down low. Oh, catches the inside wall, and he gets hit by, I believe that was Dustin Hall, the 311, who had nowhere to go. Dan Smolders around. And a little bit of a break for the top 4 right now. Back to position 5, Dustin Hall. As top 4 pretty much spread out at the moment. Although Coggins, he's still doing all that he can to hang on to position number 3. We see your race leader off of turn number 4, using that extreme bottom side and almost catching those tyres on the exit of turn number 4. Crawford trying to keep the car down low. In fact, using a slider line through turns 1 and 2. As here comes Prescott trying to make something happen in the middle of the racetrack, just above that slick groove through turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go here in heat race number 3. We go on board here with Prescott at the moment. Just see how close he is to your race leader as the white flag is out one more time for Crawford, looking to transfer into the main event directly along with Prescott and Coggins. And down the back straight away into turns number 3 and 4. Crawford just going to hang on. He slides up a little bit. Crawford gets the win. Prescott home in 2nd. Coggins 3rd. Conley 4th. Hall 5th. Shirley 6th. Corkwell 7th. Everts and Smolders DNFs in that one. Truck still a little bit racy here, Kenny.
Yeah, it is. I think this couple of those guys watched that first heat race. They see that middle groove. It was like he's starting to take on a little rubber, and that'll help you if a guy's on the bottom. He's pinching it off, but if you keep it in the middle, keep your RPMs up, you might be able to catch a half car length on him going down the straightaway.
All right, let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 4. Starting on the pole, heat race number 4 in the 919, it's Dylan Fox to his outside, the 68 of Darren Littoral. Starting position 3, the 69 of Keith Hackney. Starting position 4, the 18 of Bryson Daffin. Carl Young in the 23 will start position 5. Cody Canton, 1 in the 10, will move up to position 6. Taylor Brizzigeller in the 108 will start position 7. And Jeremy Freeman will start at the back of this field in car number 39. So keep an eye on Hackney to make his way forward. Of course, he's got Littoral and Fox starting on the front row in front of him. Michael McKay in the 22 not making the grid here in heat race number 4. Of course, that, as I said, that will move Cody Canton wine from the outside of row 4 to the outside of row number 3. As we have an 8-car field for heat race number 4, the penultimate heat of the night. And then, of course, we go into our D main, our C main, our B main, and then our main event to come later on. Of course, we may have to cut that one short here on the broadcast, but we'll play it by ear. Hopefully we get some good green flag laps in. And speaking of green flag, it's out and we are underway as Dylan Fox will lead them down into 1 and 2. We go 3 wide for positions 3 on the racetrack. Oh, there's contact. The 69 of Hackney. Sorry, there's 68 of Littoral. I apologise. He got shuffled back. He got hit in the front left fender, and that unsettled his race car. Hackney in 2nd spot. And you go back to Carl Young in the 23, sitting in position 3, and there's a big mess on the exit of turn number 2. Brizzigeller and Freeman involved in that one. The 18 of Bryson Daffin, 1 spot out of a transfer at the moment. Oh, catches the front stretch wall just before he entered turns number 1 and 2. See the damage on the rear spoiler of that 18 machine, but doesn't look to have hurt that car all that much. Littoral back to position 5 after starting up on the outside of the front row. Your race leader, Dylan Fox, down the back straight away. You watch the 69 of Keith Hackney through turns 3 and 4, one on the bottom side of the racetrack. Seeing these drivers running a few different lines at the moment. Of course, Hackney trying to keep it pinned down to the bottom side all the way around, missing that front bumper on that 69. So he's had contact with something or someone. So either the inside wall or a rear bumper on one of the other cars on the racetrack. Carl Young in position 3. Your race leader, Dylan Fox, in fact, using that middle part or high to middle part on the racetrack. In fact, goes right through the slick of 3 and 4, then drives it down the racetrack on the exit of turns 4. 2 laps to go for Dylan Fox. So keep an eye on this battle for 4th and 5th, Daffin and Littoral. 4th place, Bryson Daffin in the 18. Throws it in very deep and sideways into turn number 1 and 2. The white flag is out. Your race leader down the back straight away. Dylan Fox in the 919. Punching his ticket into tonight's main event, and we'll have a good starting spot in tonight's feature event. Dylan Fox with the win. Keith Hackney home in second. Carl Young in third. Bryson Daffin fourth. Darren Littoral fifth. Cody Canton one home in sixth. Jeremy Freeman in seventh. Taylor Brizzig-Heller with a did not finish there. Back in the pits. Home in eighth. And of course, Michael McKay here rounds out this 9-car field, although did not start. Kenny, we've seen some good racing so far. Expecting more of the same.
Yeah, these guys are trying to figure out, what gear ratio and what tire compound to put on these things, because the feature comes 50 laps. You can set it up where you're fast for the first 20, but we'll go 50 laps. You got to be good at the end and have some tires left at the end. That's for sure.
All right, let's take a look at your wicked cushion starting grid for heat race number 5. On the pole for the final heat race of the night in car number 1, it's Austin Carr. To his outside, car number 38 of Trevor Fitz. Starting position 3, the 022 of JD Sass. And starting position 4, the 09 of Cody Turchi. In car number 47, Lucas Channing will start position number 5. To his outside, the 175 of Richard Stallings. Starting position 7, the 124 of Troy Stuckwish. Kenneth McLaughlin in car 67 will start position number 8. And I'm going to apologise to this driver already if I get this name wrong. In the 102, starting in position number 9, it's Ryan Ledholm. Ryan, if you're listening and I got that wrong, I apologise. Kenny, we're seeing drivers using multiple lines here on the racetrack early on in the heat races. With the more that, obviously, the more racing that happens on this racetrack before we get to the feature, obviously we're going to see this track get really, really sick and throttle control be a very big factor in tonight's race. I mean, how do you think the drivers approach it?
I think there's 2 or 3 of them that are probably still looking at that top groove, because that middle groove is eventually going to get too slick. So come feature time, we might see some guys up there around the wall. Then if you go run the top, you're going to change your gear ratio to run a little bit taller, and you might want to do a harder tire because it's going to get hotter.
All right, here we go. Heat number 5, Austin Carr, alongside Trevor Fitz, Sass, and Turchi. As here we go, row number 2, and green flag is out for the final heat race of the night. And Austin Carr, along with Trevor Fitz, Carr will slide up in front of Fitz in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Fitz now drives back around the outside of Austin Carr into turns number 3 and 4. Your races for the lead. Austin Carr on the bottom side in the black and yellow, number 1. As he takes the lead on lap number 1. Fitz tucked in behind that number 1 machine, sitting in position 2. Sass in the 022. Back in position 2, Lucas Chowning. In the 47, in the black and the red, number 47 in position 4. At the moment, Chowning would be sitting in a B-main spot. Although here comes Fitz now, looking to the inside of your race leader, Austin Carr, now through the slick part of turns 3 and 4, and then keeping it down low on the exit of turn number 4. So these drivers are keeping it very low on the exit of turns 4 and just trying to get that grip down there. Of course, the more these drivers use that part of the racetrack, the more it's going to get torn up, and then that's going to force the drivers to change their lines. We have 4 down, 4 to go here in the final heat race of the night, and here comes Chowning in the 47. He is starting to make a move on the top side of the racetrack, tucked in behind the 022. On the exit of turn number 4, you watch him go high in 1 and 2. Sass will go down low. Chowning keeping it on the top side of the racetrack. He may have just found something. Top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. As Austin Carr is doing that right now. And here is your battle for the transfer spot. Oh no, Sass around. Chowning to position 3. And some controversy here in heat race number 5. Austin Carr through 3 and 4. He will see the white flag this time by half a mile to go here at Volusia in the final heat race of the night for the Super Late Models. Fitz almost getting into the wall on the exit of turn number 2, but through 3 and 4. And Austin Carr, he wins heat race number 5. Trevor Fitz home in 2nd. Chowning will get 3rd. Stallings home in 4th. Sass will come home 5th. McLaughlin in 6th. And we go back to Cody Turchi and Troy Stuckwish and Ryan Ledholm finishing in 8th and 9th. That was an interesting race there between Sass and Chowning there, Kenny. It was almost a case of, you know, Sass coming up the racetrack where Chowning sort of got a run on the exit of turn 2, and I guess that's just hard racing.
Yeah, when he's coming off the corner, he had that thing wound up, and your tires are spinning, and he moved up in front of him, and he's already on it, and he just barely bumped him, and that's all it took. And it spun him around. It's just a racing deal.
All right, I believe this is our D main, correct?
I believe you're right.
All right, 12 laps of distance here in tonight's D main. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid. Starting on pole, tonight's D main, 12 laps of distance. It's the 39 of Jeremy Freeman. He lines up alongside Cody Turchi. Chris Orencia will start alongside Wesley Waltney. Dan Smolders alongside Taylor Brisinkella in row 3. Row 4, Troy Stuckwish and Richard Sparr. Row 5, Charles Silvers and Matthew Evans. Row 6 will be Jarrett Murphy and Ryan Ledholm, and Stephen Brady picks up this 13-car field here in tonight's D-Main. We got 4 going through, Kenny?
Yeah, I believe it is, and that's outstanding here to have this many cars for a D-Main. And then, of course, the B-Main's probably going to be the same amount. So it's a great car count, and I appreciate all the guys showing up, trying their skills to try to make this 50-lap feature.
All right, certainly going to be a bit of a long night, or a short one, we should say. We've got a time limit of 40 minutes, so hopefully we can get the next 4 races in without any problems. Here we go. Freeman alongside Turchi. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out, and your D-Main is underway. 12 laps the distance. Top 4 moving on. Freeman takes the lead off at turn number 2. Turchi wash wide. They go 3 wide. Nearly 4 wide. There's some contact. The 81 around. That's Gwaltney. Tough break for the old 81 of Gwaltney. And now look at your top 4. They start to break away from the rest of the field, although Brisinkella and Dan Smolders, they're not too far away. So, I mean, those are the probably final 2 guys that have got a chance to make the C main from this D main at the moment. The race leader, Chris Orencia, cut off a 78 out in front. Second, Jeremy Freeman in car 39. Then you go back to the 09 of Cody Turchi, who is Stuckwish now, sneaking up to the inside of your 3rd place driver, Turchi. Stuckwish will pick up position number 3. Turchi back to 4th, but most drivers continue to race it out side by side down the back straight-away. Lap car up on the top side of the racetrack. That's the 06 of Matthew Evans. Stephen Brady in the 41 already back to the pits. We got a car slowing on the inside going into turns 1 there. I believe that might have been Charles Silvers in the 28 car. Freeman trying to get by the 06 of Matthew Evans. Evans getting put down a lap by your race leader, Chris Orencia. Evans just holding his line on the top side, so doing nothing wrong. He's just got some pace up there. Freeman by Evans now. Stuckwish 3rd, 4th, Turchi. You go back to Brisinkella and Smolders, and then there is a 2-second gap back to 7th place driver, so you can almost count anyone from 7th on back out of this one. Although anything is possible in these next 5 1/4 laps. Stuckwish in the 24. In the 124, sorry. He's got a run on Freeman. Freeman a little out of shape, and no, there's Turchi. Turchi almost got into the side of Stuckwish, and that could have been disastrous for your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place drivers, but they all managed to keep it off each other. 4 laps to go, so 2/3 of the race distance complete. That is 8 complete out of this 12-lap D main. Volusia starting to pull away from the rest of the field. He's got a 1.2 second advantage roughly over Jeremy Freeman. Third, Troy Stuckwish. Turchi in position 4. Then go back to Dan Smolders into position 5. And then we've got some way back to Richard Spa. And we'll see if the 211 of Smolders can do anything with your 4th place driver. He sits about 1.4 seconds behind, so that's a bit of a tough break for Smolders and the rest of the field. But your top 4, Chris Volusia through turns 1 and 2. The white flag is displayed on the racetrack. Down the back straightaway, second. Good battle going on between Freeman and Stuckwish through 3 and 4. Chris Volusia, too good, too fast, too strong. And a C-main spot is here. Freeman home in 2nd. Stuckwish home in 3rd. Turchi in 4th. And those 4 drivers, their campaign continues here in tonight's International Dirt Association Super Late Models presented by Online Dirt Connection. Great race there. It was unlucky there, Kenny, for some of those drivers that caught up in that incident there on the opening couple of laps. But I guess when they're all just sort of racing for position, I mean, that's just what happens.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when everybody's racing for position, and if one guy loses it, I mean, these things have got 800 horsepower, and you really don't need but 600 on this track. And sometimes you'll mash that gas harder than you think. And it's all about gas throttle. I mean, you'd think you'd hold it wide open going down the straightaway, but you have to pedal it through the corners so you don't break loose. But we got another C main here. It's 12 laps, and they're taking 5 on this one. Going to go to the B main, so it ought to be exciting.
All right, let's take a look at your Wicked Cushions starting grid for tonight's C main. Starting on the pole in the 022, it's JD Sass. Alongside him is JD Brown in car 14 out of position number 2. Starting position 3, the 85 of Cole Harvey. Starting position 4, James Shirley in car 35. Starting position 5, the 10 of Cody Canton. Starting position 6, the 67 of Kenneth McLaughlin. Starting position 7, car 51 of Bailey Jones. Starting position 8, the 515 of Chris Cox. Starting position 9, the 58 of Josh Corkwell. Starting position 10, your D-main winner, Chris Volusia. Jeremy Freeman alongside Troy Stuckwish, Cody Turchi. In the 09 will start 13th, and we took 5 from the D main, so I apologise after calling the top 4. Dan Smolders in the 211 will start in position number 14. So we have 14 drivers in this C main, another 12 laps of distance. Of course, the top 5 make it through to tonight's B main, where that is literally the last chance that you have to make it into tonight's A main, as Sass and Brown, the JDs on the front row. Tonight's C main, 12 laps of distance. Green flag is out, and we are underway. We've already got contact and carnage. That is gonna be just waiting for the field to cycle through. Chris Volusia caught up, involved in that one. Not sure who else was that. It was Bailey Jones stuck on the front stretch wall there as your leaders were coming on by on the exit of turn number 4. So maybe a little bit of a scary moment for those drivers. As JD, they lead 1 and 2. Sass, your race leader. Brown in 2nd. Harvey in position 3. James Shirley, Cody Canton, Wine round out the top 5. And of course, yes, that is a battle going on for 4th and 5th. Canton Wine in the 10 car on the inside. Shirley on the outside in that orange and green, number 35. Chris Cox, Dan Smolders, how about that, from 14th to position 7 after just 3 laps. Oh, Canterwine got tight in the middle of 1 and 2. He loses time. He won't lose any positions at the moment. But don't give Chris Cox another second chance. Top 3 very close together. Not nose to tail because they are running 3 different lines on the racetrack. You've got a top, middle, and a bottom. You can see right through turns 3 and 4. Shirley trying to make something work on the top side on the exit of turn number 4. He's certainly going the longest way around this racetrack. Harvey trying to make it work on the top side in turns 1 and 2. He will lose about 2 car lengths down the back straight over, but we'll make it up on the entry into turn number 3. Sassy in the 022, your race leader here in tonight's C Main, coming to 7 completed laps with 5 remain. JD Brown in second, doing a nice job holding off Cole Harvey in the 85. Harvey trying an outside line on the 14 machine, but can't make anything happen just yet, as Brown just hanging on, doing, well, just ticking the laps over one by one. Following your race leader, JD Sassy, in the 022. Now Brown goes to the top side in 1 and 2. Can he get a run on your race leader? 3 1/4 laps remain here in tonight's C Main, sorry. Shirley, 4th. Canton Wine still rounding up the top 5. But this battle for the top 3 right now. Brown once again trying to make something happen on the outside of the racetrack. 022, JD Sass still holding it down low. There was half a car length at the start-finish line that time by. We have 2 laps remaining. It was 1/10 of a second. Sass working on the inside, and Cole Harvey, he drove it in deep into turn number 3 as JD Brown takes the race lead on the white flag. 2 1/1000ths of a second. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Oh, Brown gets a little nudge from Harvey. Off a turn 4, a drag race to the start-finish line. They were both sideways at the line, and would you believe, 7 1/1000ths of a second. JD Sass gets the win from JD Brown. Cole Harvey, James Shirley, and Cody Cantonwine. Your top 5 that will move on. Kenny, what about that race between the top 3, the JDs and Cole Harvey, putting on a show in tonight's C Main?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. That top group, I believe, is going to come in, and the guys that want to chance it. It takes about 3 laps to get your momentum up, but once you do, you gain about a half a car length on a guy, and it showed then. Another lap, I think JB would have had him, but even though he had somebody behind him, gave him a little nudge trying to give him the extra 3 feet, but that was a great finish. Hopefully this one works out the same way.
All right, 12 laps of distance in tonight's B Main. Of course, let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. What have we got going through this one? 5 again? Or have we got 9?
No, it's 5 again, and that's it.
Alright, so 5 more spots left to decide here in tonight's B Main that will make it into tonight's 50-lap main event. Starting on pole, tonight's B Main in the 031, that's Mike Crawn, to his outside the 11 of Dustin Sizemore. Starting position 3, the 6 of Austin Carnley alongside the 18 of Bryson Daffin out of position number 4. Richard Stallings in the 175 will start position 5. Starting position 6, car number 16, Michael Holder. Clay Devon in the 84 will start position 7. Dustin Hall in the 331 will start position number 8. Darren Littoral in car 68 will start position 9. JD Sass will start position 10. JD Brown along on the inside of row 6 alongside the 85 of Cole Harvey. And your final row, row 7, the 35 of James Shirley on the inside and Cody Cantonwine up on that outside. 14 cars, 12 laps to distance. Your last chance showdown. After this, we have a 2-minute break before we get to the start of tonight's A Main. Six miles to find out who our final 5 competitors will be in tonight's A Main event. Of course, round number 2 of the International Dirt Association Super Late Models, presented by Online Dirt Connection, and we are green here at Volusia. A blue car on the inside that was just all sorts of out of shape. The 175 of Richard Stalling. That certainly breaks away the top 6, 7, even 8 drivers. Oh no, the 6 of Carnley involved with Michael Holder in the 16. And you got a feel for those drivers right now. Unbelievable. Bryson Daff and Dustin Sizemore battle for second and third. Sizemore hangs on to position 2 and now almost going to challenge Mike Crawn for the race lead in turns 1 and 2. There's a little contact. Nothing too much to unsettle either of those race cars. Crawn, your race leader. 3 down. Sizemore a little out of shape again. Oh, up on the inside was Bryson Daff, and Bryson Daff hard into the wall into turn number 1 and 2. Somehow gets out of the way. So your top 5 look like this. Mike Crawn from Dustin Sizemore. Dustin Hall in 3rd. Darren Literal in 4th. James Shirley in 5th. You go back to Cole Harvey as well. So Shirley and Harvey come from the C main. As those drivers now have got a chance. One of these at the moment is going to miss out in tonight's main event. And you know Harvey, he was fast in that C main. He's still got the same speed in tonight's B main as, well, Shirley, he's going to have a whole lot of pressure over these next 6 laps halfway home in the last chance showdown. Your B main. Crawn out in front by a decent margin. Go back to Sizemore, 2nd. Hall still 3rd. 4th is Literal. We'll keep an eye on this battle for positions 5 and 6. This is the bubble spot, as we like to call it. The 35 of James Shirley just hanging on, but the 85 of Cole Harvey all over that rear bumper as they go into turn number 3 and 4. I get the feeling Harvey drives it in a lot harder than what Shirley does, and if that's the case, I dare say we may see some contact between the two, but let's hope not. Hopefully these drivers can keep it off of each other, and let's hope Harvey, if he goes for that pass, let's hope it's going to be a clean one. Two and a quarter laps to go for your race leader, Mike Crawn, out by near 2nd over Dustin Sizemore. Dustin Hall still 3rd, and Darren Literal in position number 4. 5th spot is still Shirley. This is the orange and green car that you're watching at the moment on screen, with Cole Harvey still trying to make his way by that 35 machine. And you know, in these last couple of laps, you get desperate. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bumper, maybe in a bump and run coming here from Cole Harvey. I don't think he's that type of racer, but when the spot is on the line for the final spot in tonight's main event, now he goes to the inside. Let's see what Harvey can do. No, Shirley got a good run. Mike Crawn, your race winner. Dustin Sizemore home in 2nd. Dustin Hall 3rd. Darren Literal in 4th. And James Shirley rounds out the top 5. Those drivers continue on. Cole Harvey, Clay Devon, Canton Wine, Sass, Stallings, Brown, Holder, Daffin, and Carnley. All those drivers go home, and they've got the beauty of watching the race.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them coming out and trying to make the event. You know, it's hard to do. I know you got to qualify and then you got to survive these heat races and stuff, but you know, that's why they have C mains, B mains, and you know, we're going into a warm-up session now. So just thank those guys for trying to make an attempt to do it. And you know, again, tomorrow night we're doing the Schaefer's Oil Ironman series. We'll be running at Lyman Land, so they'll get another chance tomorrow. They just got to show up and get yourself registered, and we'll put on another event. But you can also see the top grooves getting a little bit wider. That last race there, a lot of guys ran it, and be interesting because there's still something coming off of 4 there on the bottom, and you might see some high in 1 and 2 and low in 3 and 4. You never know.
All right, so these drivers just getting a 2-minute warm-up session. Of course, the time getting cut short, and at the moment as it stands, we've probably got 20 or 25 minutes to get this 50 lapper in, and let's hope that these drivers, well, let's hope that they have a lot cooler head than what we've seen last week. But different track and different track conditions here tonight. Of course, you know, last week we've seen a super slick Knoxville Raceway. Tonight it's a slick Volusia, but it's not so slick like in the corners from top to bottom. There's still some grip up on top of the racetrack.
Yeah, that's what's neat about this game. You know, if you're watching this on live or replay, these are guys all over the world that have join the game. They paint their own skin. They do their own air pressure, their own shocks, springs. You do your own setups, which of course they talk to each other and try each other's stuff out. But we also control the track. We can set the time of day when we want the track to start. We can actually run races at night. And as the race goes on, the track conditions change. So these guys could be practicing all week long, guessing on what the track's going to be, but they don't know till they actually get in the server. And then once they get in the server and run some hot laps, it starts changing. And then now come feature time, they're all trying to figure out what gear ratio I run, what tire compound. Do I need to change my steering ratings a little bit? So it ought to be exciting.
Alright, so we're not too far away from laying down the checkered flag. In fact, there is the checkered flag being thrown right now on this warm-up session. Of course, we will take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid here in just a moment. And wait for some of the drivers to get up on this racetrack. And 50 laps around the Volusia Speedway Park, 25 miles. This should be an absolute barn burner. Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Starting on pole, tonight's 50-lap main event, car 00 of Kendall Tucker to his outside, the 44 of Blake Cannon. Mason Crawford in the 119 will start position number 3. Dylan Fox in the 919 will start position number 4. Austin Carr in the 1 will start position 5. DJ Kilinowski in the 115 will start position 6. Shane James in car 3 will start position 7. Start position 8, the 43 of Shad Prescott. Keith Hackney in the 69 will start position number 9. Trevor Fitz in the 38 will start position number 10. Starting position 11, the 4 of Derek Dryman. Starting position number 12 in the 99, it's Patrick Solari. Thomas Coggins in the 88 will start 13th. Carl Young in the 23 will start position 14. Lucas Chowning, aka Lewis Crowning, will start position 15 in car number 47. And your B main winner in the 031, Mike Crawn, will start position 16. Starting position 17, the 11 of Dustin Sizemore. Starting position 18 in the 331, it's Dustin Hall. Your final row to make up this 20-car field in car number 68, starting position 19, Darren Littoral, and starting in the final spot in car number 35, starting position 20, it's James Shelley. Kenny, a quick prediction, who is going to pick up this 50-lap main event here this evening?
I'll tell you, it's hard to pick one. It's just there's at least 8 guys there that can win this thing. So we got to go 50 laps. I know the first 20 will be, their cars will be real quick and they got great traction. But then as their tires start falling off, it's just see who went with a harder compound and a little bit taller gear ratio. So this ought to be exciting.
All right, Kendall Tucker, Blake Cannon, the front row, 50 on the board. Mason Crawford, Dylan Fox, Austin Carr, DJ Kilinowski, Shane James, and Shad Prescott. 50 on the board, green flag is out. Kendall Tucker will lead us off at turn number 4 for the first time here in tonight's main event. And already we are seeing drivers go 2 and 3 wide. Dryman, Fitz, here comes Coggin up on the inside, and Dryman. Derek Dryman. Wow, that was a big calamity in turns number 1. We'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay on that one. Derek Dryman, watch that 4 car, the black, red and silver car, grey car. Got up on the inside of fence, got into his left rear quarter panel. They made contact, got half sideways. Coggins coming through. Shirley almost finishing off Derek Dryman now in car number 4. So we'll get another look at that one. Keep an eye on that 4 up on the inside. The caution out for the first time this evening. Unlucky there for Derek Dryman as we'll come back live. So it could be a case of maybe drivers making it 3 wide, not necessary on the first lap, but Kenny, when you got 20 cars out there, 20 fast cars for 50 laps, you know, you want to get to the front as quick as you can. You know, if there's a spot opening up on the bottom side and you got guys running the middle and the top side, you can't really blame the guy for going for it, because you want to make up as many spots as you can.
Yeah, that's true. And then again, you know, his tires probably wasn't as hot as they need to be, and he didn't stick on the bottom. He kind of moved up and bumped that other guy. So I'm sure he's probably went in and got repairs, and now he's at the rear of the field. So this ought to be good. We're fixing to go green again.
All right, Kendall Tucker, Mason Crawford, Blake Cannon, Austin Carr. The front 2 rows. Kendall Tucker, of course, got the lane, not the lane choice, but he's got the choice on when to go green. In fact, they've just delayed the start by 1 lap, of course. It's given Derek Dryman the race lead, although he was involved in that caution. And he will go to the rear of the field. So the lights are still flashing on this R-Racing official pace truck. Of course, I want to thank everyone for tuning in here on the Facebook and YouTube feed. It's much appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like and follow button on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. And of course, you can click on the International Dirt Association Facebook page as well. Give those guys a like and a follow. And of course, our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV, of course, Wicked Cushion, Simworks Performance, BK Designs, and Hazard Media. And while you're there, head over to Online Dirt Connection as well. Without these guys, none of this would be possible to broadcast these races. Of course, iRacing do a fantastic job of giving us a service to race on.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed the one car, he just went up there in the mud and rode through the corner there. I think he's trying to cool his tires off. He's trying to save them for the...
Here we go. The resumption of tonight's 50-lap main event. 6 complete, essentially, with 44 to go. And Kendall Tucker, once again, leading this field down into turn number 1 and 2. And we go 3 wide. Look at Austin Carr right through the middle of the racetrack. Fox up on his inside. On the outside of the 119 is Mason Crawford, continuing to go 3 wide through corners number 3 and 4. Carr and Fox side by side. Well, Crawford almost give a little bump there to Austin Carr. Carr goes to the top side. Crawford now, he returns the favour, goes right through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Crawford on the bottom side, almost got in the back of the 919 of Dylan Fox now. As this is heavy and this is just pandemonium right now. But they are doing a fantastic job at the moment to keep it off of one another. How about the 115 of DJ Kilinowski, the rock star? Up to position number 6 and challenging for 5th as he looks to get by Mason Crawford. Great battle going on between your top 6 drivers, and of course you go back just a few positions. Right now, Keith Hackney along with Trevor Fitz, Thomas Coggins and Prescott in the 43 as well. And so all pretty close together through that previous lap. The 1 car of Austin Carr. He was on the top side on the exit of turn number 2. Now diving down low, looking to the inside, looking for a podium. Dylan Fox hanging on to position 3. Cannon in second. And the Kendall Tucker, your race leader. 11 down, 39 to go here in tonight's main event. And I get the feeling right now Blake Cannon is not done with Kendall Tucker, nor is Austin Carr, because Carr, he is on the extreme bottom side of the racetrack, as now he's forced Dylan Fox to run the top side. Fox and Carr side by side. Here comes Cannon, almost making a dive down into 3 and 4 for the race lead. The 44 of Blake Cannon trying to get by the 00 of Kendall Tucker as Carr and Fox continue to go side by side for the final spot on the podium. Mason Crawford along with the rockstar DJ Kilinowski battling for 5th and 6th. And then you go back to Prescott and James. So there is multiple battles here on this racetrack here at the Volusia Speedway Park, but it is Kendall Tucker who continues to lead through turns 3 and 4. Tucker using a slide job line through 1 and 2. Cannon trying to follow him. Meanwhile, Carr and Dylan Fox. And if you haven't heard, Carr inside or Carr outside between these two, if you're their spotter right now, well, you mustn't have something plugged in, because it's been for the last sort of 10 laps that these drivers have been able to make it work side by side. And not only what are they doing is, normally when you battle side by side, you tend to lose time. They are actually staying on pace with the guys, the two guys out in front who have actually got somewhat of a clear track in front of them. Kendall Tucker, he's got a clear track. Cannon in the 44, he's just got that one car in front of him, which is your race leader, but he's got two fast guys behind him battling side by side. And now you throw in Mason Crawford. Mason Crawford has just turned one of the fastest laps of the race at previous time by with a 16.3. Great racing for your top 5 here in the main event tonight. We're going to complete lap number 19. And look at Dylan Fox once again. He's starting to get a run on the top side. He gets by Carr. Pulled clear by about 3/4 of a car length. Carr pulls up on the inside. So Carr just looking for this podium. One spot out, but you just know there's still a long way to go. We've still got 30 laps left in this main event. Kendall Tucker, he is just on cruise control right now. And now we see that outside groove starting to work. James Shirley going back to the pits. Keith Hackney, unfortunately, his night has been done by about 10 laps ago. Not sure what happened to the 69, but he will officially finish in 20th spot. James Shirley back to the pits, so he'll finish in 19. We've still got 18 cars on the lead lap at the moment. And look at Dylan Fox on the outside of Cannon. You battle for second and third. 3 wide again as Austin Carr comes up on the inside of Blake Cannon. You get the feeling that Kendall Tucker may need to go to the doctor in a minute, because if he leaves that top side open for Dylan Fox, he's going to go past him like he's standing still. Carr again in the one machine. Slider, no. Cannon working on the top side, touching the outside wall on the exit of turn number 2. Didn't unsettle that race car one bit though. But look at Dylan Fox. He is all over the 00 right now. Battle on for the race lead. Tucker through the middle of 1 and 2. We come to halfway complete. This time by 25 down, 25 to go. Tucker will continue to lead the race at the halfway stage of this one. Now, your next car, Mike Crawn, your B-main winner in position 18th. He's got 5 fast cars coming up behind him right now. Kendall Tucker goes down low into 3 and 4. Interesting to see what Crawn does here. Crawn, of course, knows that the leaders are coming and he wants to hold his line. So Fox is going to have to make a different line. In fact, Crawn goes way up on the top in 1 and 2 and he lets the leaders on by. Well done, Mike Crawn, and a hats off to you, buddy, to keep this race going. Now here comes Fox up on the outside, side by side, down into 1 and 2. It's still Kendall Tucker, the race leader from Dylan Fox. There was about a 10th in it right now. And now Tucker knows that he's got someone up on the outside. He may just try and switch lines because, well, here comes Dylan Fox at the line. It was going to be close. Kendall Tucker hangs on by 0.011. Slider from Tucker. But Dylan Fox, he made that top side work. And look at Tucker with a slide job again. No, Dylan Fox to the race lead. He left that top side open, and Dylan Fox, after 29 laps, he has found the front. Now this battle, look at this. You got 6 cars, 2 by 2 by 2 if you don't mind. What a great battle for third through to position number 8. Prescott, Cannon, Carr, Crawford, James and DJ Kilinowski. Fox starting to move clear of Tucker down into 3 and 4. Tucker staying with him. Tucker has now gone to the top side of the racetrack. So Fox made the move for the race lead on the top side in turns 3 and 4. It paid dividends. And we are still seeing rows of 2 right now, as we've got 18 laps to go this time by for your race leader Dylan Fox, Kendall Tucker and Chad Prescott into position number 3. Blake Cannon back to 4th. Austin Carr falling back to position number 5. Crawford in the 119, the white and black machine, still trying to make it work on the top side of the racetrack. Maybe the top side just starting to fall away just a little bit. And this is where the bottom side really comes back into play And we'll have to keep an eye on that between the drivers running first and second as they continue to run up high at both ends of the speedway. Now Fox down low into 3 and 4. He may just find something there as he goes back to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. So going back to where it all started for the 0-0 on the bottom side of the racetrack. Kendall Tucker, he's no dummy. If he knows that Tucker's fast on the bottom side, he may just go down to maybe not block, but just maybe protect that line and really make Kendall Tucker really work for it. Although he doesn't seem to be phased right now out in front. Yeah, Prescott is certainly coming. He is running all sorts of different lines in that 43. He has made he's actually clear by a second from your 4th place. So your top 3 have really gone out from the rest of the field. 4th through to 8th again. They're looking at it. They're about a second of each other. Prescott to the inside. Tucker. Now he's got a battle on for second right now. Prescott works low off at turn number 2. He has second down the back straightaway by half a car length. Tucker not going to give it up that easy. Tucker on the top side of turn number 4. As Prescott, I think, scored at the line in second there. Yeah, it is. So Prescott makes his way. Got scored at second. And there is the bottom side. Dylan Fox. He realized that Prescott was coming on the low side. And that's where Dylan Fox makes the moves. Now goes down low as he is almost 7/10 of a second clear of Prescott. Prescott continuing to reel off these superb lap times. The last time by, it was Dylan Fox who was 3/4 of almost a 10th quicker than anybody else on the racetrack. And this time it's roles reversed. It's Prescott who was a 10th quicker than Dylan Fox on the previous lap. Inside of 10 to go, 9 laps remain here in tonight's main event, and we've got a 7-minute curfew. I think we're going to be A-OK. Prescott and Fox. This is for the lead. Prescott, he has been super quick. He was 3/10 of a second quicker on the previous lap. 8 laps remain. Lap traffic. Oh, yellow on the racetrack. It was the 68 of Literal. Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 68. Darren Literal. A little bit of a push there from the 47 of Chowning. And he just tried to stay out of the way, but got caught up on the bottom side of the racetrack. That was getting very interesting with 7 to go. Kenny, I mean, what a green flag run we just had then, but who do you pick in this one between Fox, Prescott, Tucker, and Carr? Because they have now what was a second and a half lead. It now gets evaporated to 0. And all of a sudden, there's no lap cars. So does that favour Fox? Does that favour Prescott? I mean, how do you see this one going in these last final sort of 5 or 6 laps?
I'd say that the guy running second, he's going to have to do something. I'd say your leader's going to stick on the bottom, and 43, he's going to have to go up top, and it's going to take him 2 laps to get his momentum. But it was fixing to get exciting because they were coming up on lap traffic, and the 43 was coming. So this ought to be good here. It's a good restart.
All right, so we will have 4 laps to go. So anytime a caution comes out inside of the 3 or 4 laps mark, it will pretty much end the race. So the next caution will end it. Not saying that we will get one, but let's hopefully we can finish this under the green flag conditions. Dylan Fox, Prescott, and Tucker, the top 3. The lights are out on the pace truck. And these drivers are going single file on this start, I believe. No one else is sort of doubling up just yet. So, of course, that plays into the hands of Dylan Fox. But it also gives Prescott a choice to make whether he goes to the bottom. In 1 and 2, where we see where does Fox go? The mind games in full effect. Here we go. Pace truck is in. And Fox on the loud pedal right now. And Prescott got a good start as well. About a car length between Fox and Prescott. They both go down low. Tucker as well, trying to make it work on the inside of Prescott, but couldn't make it happen. Prescott through the middle of 3 and 4. 3 laps to go. A yellow anytime from here on out will end the race. As Dylan Fox, your race leader, Kendall Tucker in position 3. He's got pressure behind him from Austin Carr and Blake Cannon. 2 1/4 laps remain. Dylan Fox in the 919. He has driven absolutely phenomenal here tonight. But hats off to Shad Prescott as well in the 43. He was involved in that 6-car battle earlier on before he made his way to position 3. Now up to position 2. We come into 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. The white flag is out. Half a mile to go. Prescott up the inside of Dylan Fox. Here we go. We got a last lap belter of a lap coming up. Fox on the outside. Prescott on the inside. Fox goes down low into turn number 3 and 4. Prescott, does he try and turn it underneath him? Oh, there was contact on the exit of turn number 4. But Dylan Fox, he gets the win. Prescott home in second. Tucker third. What a drive. What a finish. And what a race that was. 50 laps complete. All in the time frame. And we've got about 5 minutes to spare. We'll quickly go through and have a look at the Hazard Media finishing results. Dylan Fox with the win. Home in second was Shad Prescott, Kendall Tucker third, fourth Blake Cannon, fifth Austin Card, Shane James in sixth, DJ Kilinowski seventh, Trevor Fitz in eighth, Mason Crawford ninth, Thomas Coggins. Rounds out the top 10 to go to Carl Young, Patrick Solari, Dustin Hall, Lucas Chowning, Dustin Sizemore, Derek Dryman, Mike Crawn, Darren Little, James Shirley, and Keith Hackney. That's your Hazard Media finishing result. And we're going to quickly grab your winner here in tonight's 50-lap feature event. Dylan Fox. Dylan, congratulations on the win. We'll do a quick little interview before we got to head out. But, man, that was a tough race. You really had to work for that one.
Yeah, I was just trying to stay consistent and run the top where somebody wasn't running.
You made the pass for the race lead on the top side, and then sort of those last 12 to 15 laps, that bottom side was coming. Prescott was really fast. Could you see him coming, and did you know that you were sort of going to go down low to sort of protect that line?
Yeah, I seen him coming.
All right, well done on the win. Any sponsors, shout out to, makes it all happen for you. Oh, looks like he's muted up, so well done to Dylan Fox. We'll grab Prescott home in second, and after starting in position number 8, Chad, you come away with a second, and you almost had a chance to get that win. It was come down to the last lap, and well, you fell just a little bit short, but still a great draw from 8th to 2nd.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, right on. Yeah, it was a good run. I was pretty pleased with it. It was I knew if I just kept it smooth and right in the middle, I'd be all right. I didn't really want to see that caution there at the end, but it was still a fun race.
Do you think things may have turned out differently had we not seen that yellow with 7 or 8 to go when you were coming up onto lap traffic?
Yeah, I think I probably could have got him there. I was just kind of being patient, and I knew when that caution came out, it was going to be really hard to get past him with only a couple laps to go.
All right, look, well done on a second. Before we let you get out of here, quickly, sponsor shout-outs. Who makes it all happen for you?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody over at D1RT. They're Bailey, Blake Cannon, Eddie Livingston, Tyler Hallam, Trevor Fitz, Dylan Wilson, all them guys over there. They really help you out and make you a better driver.
All right, there we go. Prescott there, home in second place, and we'll go down to our third place after leading a ton of laps here tonight. Comes home in third, Kendall Tucker. Kendall, congratulations on third. It was a tough race from start to finish. But you hang on for a podium. You can't be too disappointed about that.
No, it was a pretty good night overall. The car was really fast at the beginning of the race, and as the track continued to slick off, I just didn't really know where to be. I tried to move up top one time, and it was just a whole lot slower for me. I didn't have my car really set up for that, but you just live and learn, I guess. The car was really fast for the majority of the night, though. I can't really complain. Congrats to Dylan on the win, and congrats to Shad on second.
You got passed by Dylan on the top side, then sort of those next sort of 5 or 10 laps you sort of followed him, then the bottom started to come back in. When Prescott got by you, what was going through your mind at that stage? Because you got passed on the top and then you got passed on the bottom side. I mean, what was going through your mind when you got sort of passed by Shad there?
I really just didn't know where to be. I really felt like when I moved up to the top and I started following Dylan, I mean, we were keeping a pretty good pace, and Shad, he come up through there. He was getting a whole lot of drive on the bottom, and I just didn't really know where to be. I really thought if it would have stayed green right there, getting in the lap traffic, I think we might have had something for him. But it's just the way it goes sometimes. And thank you for the broadcast. You got to give a big shout out to HRE Motorsports, Dirt All Access, and NB Suspension for helping us out. And thank you, Brett, for broadcasting.
All right, there we go. Kendall Tucker home in third place there. Kenny, I mean, what a race. We had a great period of a green flag run there, almost 30-odd laps there. And then it come down to that last lap. I mean, it was just a phenomenal race from start to finish.
Yeah, it was a very good race. I think the leader had burned his tires up there. He survived there at the end, but you could tell that last lap his car was hanging out a little bit, and second place guy gave him a little bump, but that shows the respect. He could have spun him on around, but he let off and let him through. And I appreciate everything you're doing, and you're looking forward to tomorrow night. We're doing the Schaefer Oil Ironman series at Lima Land. So this race tonight for Schaefer's Oil with the Southern National Series Super Late Models was outstanding, and you did a great job, and look forward to tomorrow night. And I thank everybody for watching, and if you would click and watch the replays and share it with your friends, and we're trying to grow this sport.
Yeah, thanks to Kenny Slayton there for joining me up here in the booth, and of course a big thanks to International Dirt Association along with Online Dirt Connection. Make sure you head over to their Facebook pages, give them a like, give them a follow. They do fantastic work here on the iRacing Sim. Of course, a thanks to our sponsors here, Wicked Cushion, SimWorks Performance, BK Designs, and Hazamini. Without those guys, none of it's possible. And a big thanks to everyone that had sort of commented, shared, liked the post and the video and stuff like that. It's much appreciated that you guys stick around, or you tune in each night and every night that we broadcast. Of course, as Kenny said just before a moment ago, we live tomorrow night from the Limo Motorsports Park, the limited late models for the second week of the series. Of course, round number 2 completed for the super late models, and the win goes to Dylan Fox. And on behalf of the team, on behalf of Kenny Slayton and the entire team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, it's Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you back tomorrow night.